Hey guys, Jono here from Novice Reef Keepers. As you can see, I am wearing my funky dunky gloves and apron here. So that can only mean one thing: chef is cooking up some frags. So I think what I might do is I might pop this on and there we go. So pretty simple, guys. The thing I'm going to frag up today is Acanthastrea Lordhowensis. I think that's how you say it. I'm not best at pronouncing things, but I'm pretty good at chopping them. So here they are down here. I got some pretty cool ones. I'll show you them. I'll get real close. I'll show you the procedures I do. Normally, I don't really do many fragging videos because you're just chopping coral. It's nothing special about chopping coral. You just chop them up, and it's all about the quality of your water and how things heal. So there's our frag system. They will be going back in here, which is a part of that system. But I'm going to show you a little bit how to do it. Only because acans, or Lords, or Micromusa, they're a little bit different. So they're only, you got to follow the lines. I'll show you all that stuff, but I'll just show you a little bit of the procedures and the things I use. So here they are, guys. Still early in the morning, but some really special acans we're going to chop up today. Hoping to make them a little bit more, not cheaper, but a little bit more accessible. We've got some mushrooms in there that are healing. Obviously this is all our frag-ish system. There's some stock in here, but it gets all the love of the amino acids and everything they need after the fragging. Let me just jump over here to a little bit about my station. So I do use the inland saw. Sorry, it is missing a lot of bits and it is falling apart just because we thrash it so much. The Kessel light to help. That way I can change it. Well, it's probably not going to show much on the video. I can change it to blue when I want to see some colour, but generally just white. I will normally turn the overheads on too, which I'll do in a shortly. So I use betadine just to help promote healing, antiseptic from the cutting. Just like if we cut our hand or anything, you probably want to disinfect that. So I put that in a bit of a water. With salt water here, you just want to make just enough for it to be like a light tea colour. And then that goes in the back reservoir here on the inland saw. And then it slowly feeds the coral, which you'll see when we're doing it. So this is for the frags to go in when they're done. So you just want to make a light tea colour. So we'll just see what that does first. So in that goes. Give it a swirl around. Probably a bit dark, so what I'll do is I'll empty a little bit of that. Just to show you that we're not all perfect. So you add that. So it's just a light tea colour, just like that. The other thing I can't stress enough over here is pre-soaked frag plugs. If you don't soak your frag plugs, they will release air and all sorts of other things into your tank. This will lift, I find, actually lift up the glue, and then the frags sometimes will fall off. So this really helps the process of not having to glue everything. The frags go in there. So a little bit about my tools. So I like to use a few different cutters. So we got the coral pruners there, the bone cutters, crescent cutters, and these cutters, probably won't use them in this sort of frag, but normally use them in aquapora frags if I see something that I need to clean out. You know, these for big branches. Yeah, I can use these to cut imperfections out. I like to keep these on me anyway, no matter what. So let's just put all my tools away in the apron. My next tool is this little thing here. This helps me, you know, pick out things out of the frags, all sorts of things there. So let's also put that in the apron. The next but the most important thing, I'm not the best with safety, but you should wear safety goggles just like this, but I'm an idiot, so I don't wear them. I only want to make sure everything's clean and disinfected, which I did before this video. We now want to top the saw up. As you can see, water is now flowing down the blade. This keeps the coral cool so you don't get burns. Burns don't heal as well as clean cuts. So let's just chuck that on there now. Alright guys, I think we're ready to do our first cut. I'll set the camera up and I'll let you have a watch. Here we got our first acan here. So pretty much the principle of chopping acans, what you want to do is in between, get them to close up. You can gently touch them as long as you have wet hands. You want to go in between each polyp, but not too carefully. See, I found you can cut through a polyp quite easily and it's going to heal, but it's going to take longer. So in a retail environment, we probably want to avoid it as much as possible so we can sell them faster. But you want to remember, if you go too delicately around everything and try not to be too rough, you will probably end up damaging more polyps than you need to. So I find you relatively follow the lines in between the polyp, if you can see the lines in between the polyp. So follow them the best. But if it gets to, you know, if I was going down here, around here, and around there, fine. And probably here, get a single and a 2 polyp. But if it got too many small polyps and it's a bit of a windy cut, I would just go straight through a polyp or 2 and I wouldn't stress too much. So I'll show you what that looks like now. You want to clean off these extra bits first. So with the saw, it's probably going to be loud. You want to just cut off these extra bits and you want to tighten it up a little bit. And then you want to make the first cut. So I'm going to do a frag there, and then they're going to be a frag. I think another important thing that I didn't say just then is how you hold the coral. You want to be holding the coral obviously from here. You don't want to be squishing the polyps per se. Something like that, it might be fine. It's a bit thick. So I might just trim off this corner here. But in all, there's a frag. So we then put that over here in our water and we go ahead and chop. So this one obviously has a lot smaller polyps. So 1, see, I'll probably just sacrifice that little bit there. So 1, 2, 3, and then we'll see how we go through here. So that's it, guys. You pretty much get the gist of it. Every other coral we really just slice up, clean up, stick it to a frag plug, put it in really good water, feed it amino, CBE, everything like that. I'll see if I got anything. Obviously seen our gonny frags. For example, I got some dash. They had no mouth to them. You can see now they're starting to develop a mouth. And starting to develop a full circle, very slow, but we just chopped, just however we like a pizza slice. Mushrooms we just chop, acro we just break branches, gonnies we just chop like loaves of bread. Acans is probably the only one that's a little bit different because you've got to follow that sort of pattern, but even then sometimes you just chop. Good water, good quality, and fragging, there is no real trick to it. I think another good tip for professionals out there or hobbyists, if you are cutting multiple species, so you go from now acans and now you switch to acro or zoas or blastos or whatever it is, you completely clean the saw, you completely change the water, wipe down the blades, you clean everything, because all that goo and the cells that they use to sting and all that sort of stuff, it ends up in the water, it then recirculates. but it's still on everything. So best to clean it so then you get nice clean frags, and clean up everything, get yourself some nice new betadine and do some more bits, and you'll find much better results than trying to be super fast and rushing through and never changing your water. Alright guys, so it's been roughly an hour or so now since I fragged it. Everything's nice and clean, so let's go have a look how they are looking. So here we are guys, so I did half of them. I didn't do these rainbows, but I did all the ones that were on the right. Yeah, you can see them all opening up slowly. Obviously these very front ones that you just saw, so these ones were done a lot earlier. But yeah, look at that. Pretty confident with that. Might still lose a couple, you know, as they heal up, but looking pretty good guys.